Hey, it's Rion Kati for Temvision, Transformational Entertainment and Media Vision. Let's look at the gap between transformational entertainment and consumer values as it exists today. So, television, radio, even the internet, like with YouTube, Hulu, different streaming services, we want to look at these and see what is the relationship to evolution, the rising of consciousness, because we could keep producing transformational media, but how are people consuming it? Are they in an empowered relationship with the media? What are the values of the consumer? And in order for all of us to be more successful as media producers and to have more influence, to add more value and to inspire and entertain people, we have to look at the consumer's values and how can we start reaching them. So in the Gate video series from a couple years ago, there's an outlook of the different demographics and the social scientist outlook from Dr. Ray, and the cultural creatives have a set of values. So that's something that we would want to look into. Spirituality, personal growth, planetary issues, women's issues. And so by looking at the market's values, we can start to, in alignment with where we are, create programming and content that they can use in an empowered fashion. So cultural creatives generally are ahead of traditionals and other markets, transitionals, demographics. And I've struggled with this for years. Everything I do for the past 13 years, my evolution has been founded on media itself. And there are worlds to talk about with that. With media, everything's the law of resonance. We're attuning. It gives us opportunities to alter our state of consciousness based on our relationship. Everything is energy. So my foundation has been digital media for many years now. So I'm very professional and experienced with this. What are the values of consumers? And this is where I've had a disconnect. I started something a couple years ago called Entertain Success .tv. The website should still be there. Entertain Success, I realized it wasn't very successful. It's so ahead of its time, but now this is more of a bridge with everyone who values transformational entertainment. Is consumers may not be ready for a very empowered use of media. So we've got to look at who really is, who's really ready to take a music video, a song, and actually use it in a different way to awaken, heal, and inspire themselves. More than just a personal filter or popular conditioned use of media. Like most people will put the headphones on and kind of escape and non-consciously feel good for a while. There's a higher level of empowerment that is possible. But I found there was this disconnect between really using media spiritually through the law of resonance to attune and awaken to enlightened divas, basically, for example, than the consumer experience. So there's just a disconnect. We can look at cultural creatives, so the values and how they use and consume media, we can start reaching to the ways that they're using media now, and then somehow educating. I've started an underground community that uses media ridiculously powerful. It's a very spiritual thing for us in how we use media, because we are the stars. We are the stars with how we use media. So how can you start finding more of a market and making those connections to make more sales, to have more influence with your productions? And then we can look into further areas of what's going on right now, because a lot of pop media is very influential and more conscious than we realize, but we're not labeling it as that, and it's still having influence. So there's so much to talk about. A lot of this channel is just bringing up new insights and new questions for you to just like get a thought flow going to see what else can we do. So hopefully a lot of like what I'm sharing is inspiring you in some ways to start thinking, how can we make those connections? How can, if it's a $120 billion buying market with cultural creatives, how can we start reaching them more? How can we reach them on a deeper level? How can we bring a deeper transformational experience? So all kinds of good stuff coming up. How can we converge? Where is the future headed? How can we bring a greater experience? Check out the other videos on this channel. It's Rion.